and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be doing a Halloween recipe, a haunted pavlova. So let's get started. I'm going to start with 4 egg whites, then we're going to whip that up. So that's whisked up nice. So I'm just going to start adding my sugar now, a tablespoon at a time. Then that fully incorporate until all the sugar is gone. So I've got a nice stiff meringue, and then you should be able to hold it over your head and not get a dirty head. So I'm going to scoop about 2/3 to 3/4 of my meringue onto my pre-prepared baking sheet, which I've just lined with a bit of greaseproof paper. And then the rest I'm going to load into my piping bag. And I'm just going to use a metal spoon to smooth mine out. I find this a bit easier to work with than a plastic spatula. What I'm doing with my spoon there, just making a bit of a well in the centre. I like to get some peaks and things into my pavlova, just to get some little crispy bits on the edge. There we are. So I'm going to pop this into a preheated oven at 100 degrees for about an hour, and this will be on the top shelf. I'm going to bring just another baking sheet that I've got here, just lined with a bit of silicone, and I'm going to add to this some meringue ghosts. So that's what my piping bag's for. So I'm going to start by just piping out a fat bottom and then up to a peak. And we want a few different sizes. There we are, there's our ghosts all done and ready for the oven. I've probably made too many for the pavlova, but these make lovely little treats to put out on the Halloween table anyway. So I'm going to pop these into the same oven on the bottom shelf, and they'll cook for about 40 to 45 minutes. So I'm going to start with the sauce for our pavlova, and we're going to be doing a blackcurrant blood sauce. So I'm going to add 250 grams of, I got frozen blackcurrants to my pan. And if you can't find blackcurrants, blackberries work really well because they're around this time of year. So I'm going to put that on a medium heat. And to that I'm going to add 50 grams of sugar. And I'm using caster sugar. And 50 millilitres of creme de cassis, which is a blackcurrant liqueur. If you didn't want to use this, you could just use a little bit of fruit juice or water. But this is really nice. Give that a little stir and let it come up to heat. I'm just putting this up to the boil now. I'm going to let those berries cook until they're nice and soft. Just giving the berries a little smush now to make sure they release all their juices. And you don't want this to be too sweet, because you've got the very, very sweet pavlova. This is to cut through some of that sweetness. Now it feels a little bit thicker now as well. So by the time it cools as well, it will thicken up a little bit. And I don't want it too thick. I want it to have a nice run to it. So I'm just going to set this to one side slightly. I'm just going to bring in a bowl with a sieve, and we're going to pour this through the sieve. You want to give this a good smush through the sieve. Make sure you get as much of that juice out as possible. And just because it's Halloween, I'm just going to add in a bit of red food colouring to our beautiful coolie, just to give it more of a red than a purple hue. Mix that through. And this will give us the blood for the top of pavlova. The ghost out of the oven, and you can see that they cooked, and they're releasing from the silicone mat easily. That's how you know they cooked. They're nice and firm to the touch. So we're going to set them to one side to cool, and then we'll use them to decorate the pavlova in a little bit. So the pavlova's just finished cooking, so I've just pulled it out to show you quickly. It's nice and hard, and it should be pulling away from the paper. What I'm going to do is just leave it in the oven to cool. So I'm going to let the door open just a little bit, and when it's cooling, come out then, and we'll get ready to decorate it. So I'm just going to whip up some double cream now for our pavlova. I'm I'm just going to whip that up until it's forming nice peaks. Almost forgot. I just like to add a little squirt of vanilla. There, that's nice. So there's our cream all whipped up, and I'll set that to one side until we're ready to assemble. So my pavlova is nice and cool now, so I'm going to add a little bit of melted chocolate to my cake stand to help the pavlova stick, because they do have a habit of sliding off. I'm going to use my cake lifter to move this pavlova onto the stand. So my pavlova broke, which is a shame, and it could be cause for panic. However, if I push it back together, no one will ever know. So I'm going to pour in some lovely dark chocolate now, and I'm going to use this just to line the pavlova, and this will give it some strength as well. And blackcurrant and dark chocolate are two of my favourite flavours to go together. Just over those cracks, they're disappearing just before our eyes. There we are, and what cracks. So just while our chocolate's hardening up on the pavlova, I'm just going to start painting our little ghost faces. And I'm going to be using a rainbow dust edible black paint. You could also use a little bit of melted chocolate. I'm going to take my little ghost, and I'm just going to draw on 2 little eyes and a boo mouth. Boo. And I've just got all the rest to do. So we're ready to assemble our Halloween pavlova. So I'm going to add the cream onto the top. Okay, and then I'm going to add our blood, blackcurrant coolie. Then I want to just let it splosh around the place a little bit. Splatter it. Without making too much of a mess. It really does look like blood now. And we're going to top it off with our beautiful little ghosties. We can put big ones and small ones. We can put some on the side. Oh, that one got mad. So we'll have a little taste now. I'm going to cut it into it. Make sure I get some of that chocolate and the cream. The blackberry coolie is still really tart, so it really cuts through the pavlova, and the addition of that chocolate just makes it all tie in together with that lovely double cream. I still got as well, you can see on camera there, a lovely marshmallow in the middle of the pavlova. It's nice and soft. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the big thumbs up button. And if you want to see any more of my videos, there will be some more Halloween ones coming up. Just hit that subscribe button. I do post here every week. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.